Peace and blessings, everybody. Wow. Um, First and foremost, to my viewers that were starting to get into a frequent viewing, my heartfelt apologies. Um, I had a trying time. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. There's been a lot that I've had to do in settling my father's affairs, getting back to normal around home, taking care of other pressing business that I had. Um, then with Thanksgiving and the holidays, um, it's been a time. But I just finished my evening prayer, and it was really settled in my heart that I have to address um, some of these issues. And I won't really call them issues, they are challenges. It can be challenging, especially this time of year. You see, I have my grief board up behind me, and here I have my my grief journal where um, I've been on a journey, and I had to pause my grief ship. That's that's how I refer to it, because it comes into port, it leaves, it comes, it goes, um, like a ship. And I've been working on this, I call it journey aboard the USS Grief, because at some point in our life, we all become a passenger on the USS Grief. And for a lot of us, we don't know how to get off. We don't know how to bring the ship into port and be okay with the loss of a loved one or loved ones. I just found out day before yesterday that my Uncle Johnny passed. So rest in heaven, John Henry Dean. I don't care what anybody says, has to say. Whenever we were around you, you were respectable to us. So I pray that you are laid to rest with honor. If my family needs any help coordinating, um, please reach out. Most of you know how to reach me. Um, I don't give phone numbers out anymore because I don't believe in phone numbers. Um, Email, messenger, um, things of that nature are probably the best ways. But at any rate, I know there are so many that are hurting right now. And this time of year seems to make that pain all the more unbearable. Well, what we have to understand is that we never lose anything. So it's not losing a loved one. They have just ascended or transferred energies to another realm of existence. And if we are alive and living, that means we still have work to do, that we still have purpose, and that every day, every minute, every hour of the day is opportunity for us to be joyful, to be grateful, to not be so wound up. We get so wound up, we get so caught up. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. With all these conversations, like the world is going into a state of chaos and frenzy and disbelief. Like everything. People make everything bigger than God and wonder why He's not answering prayers, why you can't see evidence of Him being real, why it almost feels like God's not even present anymore. Does it feel like that to you? It doesn't feel like that to me, but I know His heart. Well, not His heart, but I know what God delights in and what He doesn't delight in. And He doesn't delight in us glorifying, if you will, even our hurt and our pain. But you have to come to a place, and I know for a lot of people, that we feel like our hurt and our pain, that's our badge of honor, right? You know, I got wounds, I got scars, you know, I didn't been through hell and back. I'm a soldier. But God doesn't want us to carry around all those scars. He doesn't want us walking around wounded and healed and bleeding and leaking. We leaking. Everybody's leaking. Time to check in. Time to go to the clinic. But it's an open clinic. It's a come on your own free will. That's the one thing that God gives us. He gives us the right to choose. And I don't know about you, but I have experienced enough pain, enough sadness, enough sorrow in my life that I don't care. I don't care what it is that I'm hurting over. I'd rather have God. I'd rather have joy. I'd rather have peace. Keep it. I don't want it. If it's going to keep me from my God. We don't understand. When God says He's a jealous God, He's a jealous God. So if we're spending so much time hurt, crying, depressed, heads hung low, can't get out of bed, if we spend so much time wrapped up in that, how are we going to get to God? How are you going to? How are you going to allow him? Because he wants to. He wants to make you whole. He wants to give you joy. He says he came so that we can have life and have life abundantly. And I don't know about you, but to me, an abundant life doesn't consist of a life of mourning, a life of sorrow, a life of sadness. What is that? That's not life. That's not living. But some people, I know, I had to go through all the steps, all the heartbreak, I was just talking to my sister in faith that I know what that darkness looks like. I know what being surrounded in total darkness, black, where you can't hear anybody's voice. All you can feel is pain and anger and rage and sadness and why. I know what that feel like because I was there looking for a way out. And when I even had the thought of what was going to be my way out, that was when my papa came and found me and said, you don't want that way out. That's not the way out that you want. And I said, but I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to come out. And he reached his hand to me and said, take my hand and I will show you through. I will walk you through every step of getting out. And I did. And he has been there. Every baby step, every big step, every giant step, every leap. He's had to carry me at times, drag me at times when I'm being hard-headed and I don't want to go, didn't want to listen. He said, you made this, I made this promise to you that I would never leave you, nor forsake you, nor abandon you. And he never has. He never has. But you have to make that choice for yourself. That you want to. Misery loves company. There are a lot of miserable spirits in this world. It's not miserable people. Miserable spirits. Because that's energy. People, we're just flesh. We're just blood, bones, veins, vessels. But what's in us is energy and spirit. And a lot of people are miserable. A lot of spirits are miserable and transferring that spirit and that energy of misery. Just like you hear the old saying, misery loves company. It absolutely does. Because an energy wants a matching energy so that it can magnify and amplify. So you have to make a conscious decision. Do you want to be miserable? You want to be surrounded by miserable people? That's a horrible, oh God, that's a dark space that I wouldn't prey on my worst enemy. That's worse than death, because you have to live in darkness. Can you imagine living in darkness? A lot of you are all living in darkness. And I want to show you how to come into the light. It's going to be hard for me too, because I'm not used to, I don't tell nobody my business. I got out of that long time ago. Because when people know your business, they just want to talk. They don't really want results. They just want to be nosy. But I'm at the point in my life where I don't care who know what about me. God has already stamped me and approved me to deliver this message. I want to see joy. God wants to see joy. He wants to see celebration. He wants to see love and light, because that's the essence. That's the essence of good. The darkness is where you create things, but the light is a reflection of what's manifested in the darkness. And we don't want to be people manifesting sorrow, pain, hurt, anguish, grief. It is okay to mourn, but only for a time, not forever. Not forever. You can't mourn someone or be in a spirit of mourning for the rest of your life. Imagine how much pain you're carrying, how heavy that weight is. The goal is, as a spirit, to be as light in aura, light in essence, and light in weight. So when we say these things, talking about heavy spirits, they have, in the spiritual realm, they have a physical weightedness in a spiritual sense. And we can't come into God's presence with a heavy spirit. That's why God says, put on your garments of praise. He'll give you the oil of joy for a spirit of heaviness, and your garment of praise. You can't come into God's presence in sackcloths of depression and worry and anxiety and hurt and unforgiveness and pain. Because what you're telling our Creator is that He's not good enough for you to do away with those things, to come into His presence. And that will not, inherit the kingdom. It simply will not. So we've got to start getting to some work. What is today? Today is Monday, Tuesday. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I think it's Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday because my trash can is out front. See, that's how checked out I've been until just something said, hey, it's time for the generation that has come before me to start retiring, give or take a decade or two, depending on how we're taking care of ourselves in the here and now. But the generation that has come before me, a lot of them, oh my gosh, a lot of our greats, oof, so many in 2024 have gone home. And you know, that is a symbol of, okay, it's time to call to action. What are you going to do in this generation that you're living in for the generation that comes after you and the generation that will come after them? We are pretty much coming into an era of a clean slate. Everything is being rebranded, done away with. There's only so many times, only so long that you can keep up a certain play, that you can run a certain play, and it we got them thinking that this is the way, this is the American dream, this is what this financial system is about, this is what this, you know, the with the music and the clothes and the knowledge and the all this systemic programming. There's only so long that those old plays can play until you come up against that generation and say, what? No, that don't make no sense. No, we're not running with that play. No, we got some new plays. And that goes the same for these generational cycles of grief and trauma, psychological, mental disorders, all this deep-rooted ancestral trauma. Not finna, I can't do nothing about what you did to my folks in the past. Yeah, but I can make sure that you're not gonna do it to me in the present, and you're not gonna do it to mine in the future. And if my ancestors want to volunteer some of their supernatural energy so that we can overtake and overthrow these systems, hey, let's all work together for the good of God's people. But everyone has a part to play. It's funny, I had the pleasure and honor of listening to sitting in on a wealth surge. I don't know if he was millionaire, billionaire, whatever. He, had a lot of money, knew all about, financial investments, the way that the world is going, and digital currency and assets. And, I like how he um, gave the projection of having financial self-defense. That was good. But he said the very same thing, Mr. Smith, um, that I had said just a few days before. There are 8 billion over, a lot of countries don't even allow people to take census. I don't think China or Japan has allowed people to give actual head count, of all the people that are living on their continent for a number of decades now. So we just getting roundabout figures. We don't know what they got over there. But with all the people that are on this planet, there is something inside of you that nobody else on this planet can do. And if you don't search enough, if you don't try enough, if you're not willing to go out on a limb, we'll never know. I had to tell that to myself because the internet, these podcasts, this social media, listen. I went to school for data research and analytics with emphasis in socioeconomics and urban economics. So I knew. I was writing stories decades ago on how young black girls was altering their body, killing themselves, trying to look like, Barbie dolls, trying to overcompensate. Don't get me wrong, because when it's my time to be on the stage, I'm gonna say, yeah, I got some work done. You're not gonna see it though, because I didn't do anything to myself to please other people. I made a conscious choice and said, okay, God, I want to have this done. Not so I can feel good about how others are looking at me, but so I can feel good about looking at myself. It's only a certain level of comebackness that you're going to have from, giving birth to 4, breastfed every one of them for minimum of 1 year, maximum 2, almost 3. I can deal with, no, never had my stomach cut on, no. But I said, search my heart, God, and tell me, am I doing this for other people? Am I doing it? This is what I want for me. And if you're wanting it for no other reason, and that's just depending on what it is, because some of this stuff, this BBLs, this all this, that, no. But gravity gonna do something to the girls after childbearing and breastfeeding. Let's just be clear. See, you gotta laugh. You gotta find reasons to laugh. I have to make myself laugh all throughout the day. Because if you do things with a spirit of heaviness, if you do things with the spirit of sadness, if you do things with the spirit of sorrow, then that's weighting it down. You can't fly. You can't fly if you're heavy. Your wings can't expand if you're heavy. So you have to find how you're going to fly. But like I said, and going back to, I never really gave a care for that, for social media, for these platforms, and for this and for that, because people try to make themselves look like something that they're not. And I can only ever be Narcissa Anjali. I'm grateful for her. I'm thankful for her. I love who my Father made me to be. I love all my kinks. I love my corniness. I love, okay, I'm working on my smart mouth. You have to bear with me. I'm doing a lot better. I really am. I love the scar on my forehead that I got from going through the window of a car when I was little. All throughout my childhood, even into my adult years, I would always cover up my forehead because I didn't like the scar. And it's almost to the point and to the place to where you can't even see it. But it's part of me. And I love every part of me. Just like God wants you to love every part of you. Even the part that hurt. Especially the parts that hurt. Because the parts that hurt, that you push away and that you suppress, is starving. It's starving to just want to be loved. It's starving to want to be heard. It's starving to want to be nurtured. It's starving. The world is in such shambles because people are spiritually starving to death. That's why you see me right now on my prayer couch with my prayer cloth and my journal and my Bible. That's the food that you need. That's the substance that you need. That's the energy that you need. That is food from God. I don't care what they say about it being indoctrinated and this, that, and the other, and it's been written and rewritten and everything. No. Don't let people talk you into not believing in your God. Because when you can let someone persuade you into questioning what you're rooted in, you're not rooted in nothing. And if you stand for nothing, Mama always said you fall for anything. And we not no suckers. We come a mighty long way from being suckers. So dig in. What's this, Monday? Okay, I'm going to come back on Wednesday. On my therapy couch. And we're going to start having therapy. So next time that I come on, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get a journal. I want you to get a pen. And I want you to get a blanket, okay? A journal, a pen, and a blanket. That's what I want you to do. And we're going to go to work. Because in 2025, we're not bringing all this baggage. We're not going to have no more conversations about grief and trauma and generational drama. We know it's always going to be them ones that's not going to get it right. It's just always going to be those ones that, take to substance, take to this, take to that. You know, the mission would be, it would be ideal. I don't want to see anyone lost. No one, no one. No, man, if there's even a glimpse of peace that you really want to be saved, and some of those that are the toughest, toughest as nails, that are just so cold, callous killers. We call them thrillers. you know those concrete gorillas. Some of those, a lot of those, actually have the biggest hearts, actually have the most compassion, actually have the capacity to love to no limit. But nobody's trying. Queen want to try. And I'm going to keep trying. Because I want to save my people. I want to see everybody happy, balling out of control. If it's champagne sipping, champagne life, like Neo said, hey, whatever it is, I want to see all mine win. Not just my bones, not just my blood, but my people. I don't want to knock nobody's success. I wish you all the best. However I can help, let me help. If you want to help me, that's cool, that's fine. But hey, I draw from an infinite source. So I don't never trip on nothing, because I know God says, you do my work and I got you. Even when I'm not doing his work, I haven't been faithful to this in which I created. Having my doubts, having my insecurities, going through things emotionally, physically, just, man, so much to unwrap. I'm going to say unpack, unwrap. I ain't packing nothing. Ain't nothing packed on my back. Ain't nothing packed on it can't even take that no more. If it weigh over my purse, which I've just graduated to a little hand size, no, I don't need bowling ball size purses anymore. Lipstick, phone, keys. If it weighed any more than that, I'm not carrying it. And that's how spiritually you want to feel too. I'm not packing all this pain, drama, grief, because that emotional, those emotional scars, they metastasize. Why black women, the leading cause of death in black women is breast cancer and heart disease. Why? Because we take everything to heart. Everything break our hearts. Man left, brokenhearted. Death, brokenhearted. Girlfriends tripping on you. Hating, jealousy, envy, whatever. Broken heart, broken heart, broken heart. Giving people chances, giving people chances. Broken heart, broken heart. You know, juggling the world on our shoulders, on our backs. Broken heart, broken heart, broken heart. And we don't know how to shed that. I tell you how. I leave it at the feet of my Father. If it's something that I can control, okay, if it's this remedy, that remedy, or whatever. But if it's too much for me, I'm not taking that to bed. I'm not finna keep I love my sleep too much. I need every bit of it, every minute, every hour that I can get to sleep. Black women need to sleep more. Quit spending 2 and 3 hours on beating your. I wish I would. I get anxiety if it take me any longer than 5 minutes to put on some makeup, lipstick, eyeliner, a little bit of smudge, and that's not even on a daily basis. But if I gotta wake up 2-3 hours before, what? You talking about face beat? You getting beat? If you think I'm finna sit still for 2 and 3 hours, what are we doing to ourselves? Rather than getting the extra 2-3 hours that you need to rest so your body can rejuvenate, so your organs can rejuvenate, so your heart can rejuvenate. You worried about what this face look like? Who cares? Who cares? Somebody got a problem with my rosy cheeks, my freckles, and my scar on my forehead? They can bounce, rock, roller skate the universe all around me. Make me a bit of difference. But those things that you're doing to yourself, that we're doing to ourselves, that only contributes to early death and things manifesting internally through stress, worry, and anxiety, and all of those pent up emotions, fibroids, holding stuff in your stomach, you know. You want to wrap yourself up in body wraps and corsets and fajas and what? So what? Do the work on it and just let it do what it's going to do. But don't cut off your circulation, strangling your organs, and then you wondering where fibroids and colon blockages and all these things, when you're not just letting our bodies take its natural course and giving it the proper rest and nutrients and exercise and positive light, love, and energy. We're just like we're flower. We're just like flowers. Flowers have to have sun. They have to have good energy. They have to have my plants know when I'm in a bad mood. Their leaves drop. They hang their leaves. And when I'm vibing, oh, they toot it to the sky. Hands down. We're that same kind of energy. And we have the ability to give that energy to the things that are around us, the things, the people, the environment. We would probably have cleaner air if it was less jealousy and envy and animosity perpetuating in the atmosphere. You ever wonder about that? Because bad spirits do stink. When you get to a level where you really, when you can check things, you be, oh man, that smell funky, but it ain't nothing there. But in the spirit, bad energy does have a stench, an odor, a presence. So what are we doing to clean it up? So if you're ready for more, come back Wednesday. I think we're gonna do. Let's do earlier. I think I'm gonna do 8 o'clock on Wednesday, or make it some kind of odd number. I don't know. I'll post it in advance because I'm a really I'm gonna come into. I'm not going to bring in my new year. Okay, it's new year. I'm starting off the rip right now. It's go time. We want results. It's time for results. Peace and blessings, everybody. I pray that God's Spirit encompasses, dwells in you, protects your home, protects your family. I pray that you have a desire to want to release bad energy, hurt, sorrow. Know that we are all connected. God's children are all connected. Your pain is my pain. And I care. I care enough to bear my soul to you and show you how God has helped me to transition to a better space. And I just want that for you too. So, God bless you, keep you, until we meet again. Good night.